Laziness may seem harmless in the moment, but it comes with hidden costs that quietly accumulate over time. Every delay, every skipped task, and every moment spent avoiding responsibility slowly chips away at your potential. What feels like rest or comfort today often turns into regret tomorrow. The price of inaction is not always immediately visible, but it compounds silently, affecting your growth, opportunities, and long-term success. Procrastination steals opportunities before you even realize it. While you delay action, others are moving forward, learning, growing, and achieving. The chances you let pass by do not return, and missed opportunities often carry consequences far greater than the effort you avoided. Laziness creates a gap between where you are and where you could be, and that gap widens with every postponed effort. Every moment of inaction slows your progress and diminishes your potential. Talent, knowledge, and dreams mean little if they are not put into motion. Each idle choice reinforces habits of avoidance, making it harder to summon the energy and discipline needed to act in the future. Over time, even small patterns of laziness can compound into a life that falls far short of what you are capable of achieving. Laziness breeds regret. The moments you fail to act cannot be recovered, and the awareness of what you could have accomplished haunts those who choose comfort over effort. Regret is heavier than any physical exertion. It lingers in your mind and limits your confidence. Every opportunity ignored adds another layer to the burden of what might have been. The consequences of laziness are felt in all areas of life. Financial stability, personal growth, health, and relationships all suffer when effort is avoided. While temporary ease may feel satisfying, the long-term effects of neglect compound, leaving you frustrated and unfulfilled. Success demands action, and laziness quietly erodes your ability to achieve it. Ultimately, the price you pay for laziness is measured not in minutes of rest, but in lost opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and diminished self-respect. Those who embrace discipline, consistency, and effort reap rewards that laziness can never provide. By recognizing the hidden cost of inaction, you can choose to act, grow, and move steadily toward the life you truly desire. Procrastination is a thief disguised as harmless delay. Every time you put off a task, an opportunity quietly slips away, often before you even recognize it. While you think you are merely buying time, life is moving forward, and the chances to learn, grow, and achieve are passing by. The longer you wait, the more these lost opportunities accumulate, quietly widening the gap between where you are and where you could have been. Opportunities do not wait for your schedule or your comfort. They appear at specific moments, and hesitation can cause them to vanish before you act. Procrastination turns potential into regret because the window for action is often limited. While the delay may seem harmless in the present, the missed chance carries consequences that ripple through your personal and professional life. Each act of postponement reinforces a habit of inaction. The mind begins to associate avoidance with relief, and the easier it becomes to delay future tasks. This pattern quietly erodes discipline and focus, making it progressively more difficult to seize opportunities when they arise. Procrastination, left unchecked, becomes a lifestyle that limits growth and achievement. The emotional cost of procrastination is often heavier than the effort avoided. Awareness of what could have been achieved weighs on your conscience, creating stress, self-doubt, and frustration. Every opportunity missed is a reminder that time cannot be regained, and each delay diminishes confidence in your ability to act decisively. Procrastination also compounds over time. Small delays today often lead to bigger setbacks tomorrow. Projects pile up, deadlines become tighter, and the pressure increases, making action feel even more daunting. What began as a minor hesitation can evolve into significant obstacles that hinder progress and success. Ultimately, procrastination steals not just time but your potential. By recognizing its subtle power and committing to timely, deliberate action, you reclaim opportunities before they disappear. Success favors those who act promptly, decisively, and consistently, turning effort into results rather than letting hesitation turn possibility into regret. Every moment of inaction comes at a cost, quietly delaying your progress and diminishing your potential. When you choose to do nothing, time continues to move, opportunities pass, and the gap between where you are and where you could be grows larger. Each idle moment weakens momentum and allows others who act decisively to pull ahead. Inaction may feel comfortable in the short term, but its long-term consequences accumulate silently, shaping a life that is smaller than your true capabilities. Diminished potential is the natural result of repeated inaction. Skills that are not practiced fade, ideas that are not executed remain unrealized, and goals that are postponed drift further from reach. Over time, these small lapses compound, creating patterns of stagnation that are hard to break. The life you hope for requires that you transform intention into action consistently, because untapped potential is opportunity wasted. Inaction also erodes confidence. When you fail to act, you reinforce a mindset of hesitation and avoidance. Each delay whispers that you are incapable of taking control, undermining belief in your own abilities. Conversely, decisive action, even small steps, builds confidence, momentum, and a sense of mastery over your life. Opportunities are often fleeting. While you wait for the right moment, the chance to grow, learn, or achieve may vanish. Inaction turns potential into regret, because what could have been accomplished slips away without a trace. The longer you delay, the heavier the burden of what remains undone. Discipline is the antidote to wasted potential. By choosing to act, even when motivation is low, you reclaim control over your growth and progress. Consistent effort transforms idle time into productive results, turning small actions into compounding achievements over weeks, months, and years. Ultimately, every moment of inaction is a price you pay in lost opportunities, diminished capability, and slowed progress. To unlock your full potential, you must act deliberately and consistently, understanding that every choice to move forward strengthens your path to success, and every delay pulls you further from it. Regret is the silent cost of laziness, often far heavier than the effort you initially avoided. When you choose comfort over action, the consequences rarely appear immediately, but they grow over time. Missed opportunities, undone tasks, and neglected responsibilities accumulate, leaving a sense of what could have been that lingers far longer than the brief relief you felt by doing nothing. The momentary ease of laziness is fleeting, but the memory of lost potential can shadow your life for years. Regret stems from the awareness of your own inaction, deep down, that you could have done more, achieved more, or contributed more. This inner knowledge gnaws quietly, creating dissatisfaction that cannot be soothed by excuses. Laziness may avoid immediate effort, but it cannot erase the consciousness of wasted time or squandered chances. Every missed opportunity adds weight to regret. Each time you delay action, postpone learning, or avoid responsibility, you subtract from the life you could have built. Over time, these small choices compound into a life that feels smaller than your capability, leaving you looking back with frustration and disappointment. Regret also damages confidence. When you repeatedly avoid effort, you begin to doubt your own ability to act and achieve. This self-doubt reinforces a cycle of laziness, making it harder to break free and take action later. The fear of repeating mistakes can keep you stuck, deepening the consequences of initial inaction. The antidote to this lingering regret is disciplined, consistent action. Even small steps toward your goals today prevent the accumulation of regret tomorrow. By choosing effort over avoidance, you reclaim control, build confidence, and create forward momentum that grows stronger with each deliberate choice. Ultimately, laziness may offer temporary relief, but it comes at the price of lasting regret. The true cost is measured not in the effort you avoided, but in the opportunities lost, the confidence diminished, and the life you could have led. acting now with focus and discipline ensures that effort is remembered as achievement rather than regret. Financial, emotional, and personal growth all suffer when laziness takes hold. Money earned or opportunities gained are directly linked to effort, and when you choose inactivity, you slow or even reverse your financial progress. Investments in skills, knowledge, and relationships require attention and action, and neglecting these areas allows potential to slip away. Over time, the lack of consistent effort creates gaps that are difficult to close, leaving you behind those who act with purpose and discipline. Laziness also erodes emotional well-being. Avoiding responsibilities or challenges may feel easier in the short term, but it often leads to stress, guilt, and anxiety. The mind becomes burdened with tasks left undone, opportunities missed, and personal goals unmet. Emotional resilience is strengthened through engagement, action, and facing challenges head-on. When laziness dominates, that resilience weakens. Personal growth stagnates without effort. Learning, skill development, and self-improvement are all active processes. When laziness prevails, these opportunities for growth vanish, leaving potential untapped. Habits of inactivity reinforce comfort zones, making it increasingly difficult to take the steps necessary for meaningful progress. Relationships can also suffer when laziness becomes a pattern. Connections require time, attention, and effort to maintain and deepen. Neglecting these responsibilities can strain bonds with family, friends, and colleagues, ultimately limiting both personal and professional support networks. The compounding effect of laziness across financial, emotional, and personal domains is significant. Small, repeated choices to avoid effort accumulate over time, creating a life that is smaller and less fulfilling than it could have been. Each moment of avoidance contributes to setbacks that grow more difficult to overcome. Ultimately, overcoming laziness requires intentional action. By committing to consistent effort in all areas, financial, emotional, and personal, you protect your growth, strengthen your resilience, and create momentum toward a life of achievement and fulfillment. Laziness may seem comfortable today, but the price it exacts across these areas is far too high to ignore. Laziness quietly undermines discipline, and without discipline, future success becomes much harder to achieve. Every time you choose comfort over action, you weaken your ability to follow through on commitments and maintain consistent effort. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you exercise it through deliberate action, the stronger it becomes. Laziness, on the other hand, allows this muscle to atrophy, making it increasingly difficult to act with focus and persistence when it matters most. When discipline erodes, even simple tasks become harder to complete. Habits of procrastination and avoidance take root, turning small moments of inaction into a lifestyle that resists productivity. This slow decay makes it easy to justify excuses and hard to summon the energy needed for meaningful work. Over time, the lack of discipline creates a gap between your potential and your actual achievements. Laziness also diminishes the ability to set and achieve long-term goals. Discipline is the backbone of any sustained effort. Without it, plans falter and aspirations stall. Dreams require repeated, focused action, and when you allow laziness to dominate, the bridge between intention and accomplishment begins to crumble. Furthermore, the erosion of discipline feeds a cycle of self-doubt. Each time you fail to act consistently, you reinforce the belief that sustained effort is too difficult or unnecessary. This mindset strengthens the hold of laziness, making it harder to regain momentum and rebuild the habits necessary for success. The remedy lies in deliberate, consistent action. By choosing to act even when motivation is low, you rebuild discipline gradually, reinforcing the ability to follow through on commitments. Small, repeated victories strengthen your self-control and lay the foundation for larger successes. Ultimately, laziness comes with a hidden cost, the weakening of discipline that future achievements depend upon. By confronting avoidance and committing to consistent effort today, You preserve your capacity for discipline, ensuring that remain capable of achieving your goals and fulfilling your potential. Excuses are the currency of laziness, and they quietly bankrupt your dreams over time. Each excuse you make may feel justified in the moment, but it is really a withdrawal from your potential. By blaming circumstances, waiting for the right time, or avoiding responsibility, you trade action for comfort, and the balance of opportunity slowly runs dry. Dreams require effort and commitment, and excuses divert the energy needed to bring them to life. Excuses also reinforce habits of inaction. Each time you rationalize avoiding a task, you train your mind to seek avoidance rather than engagement. Over time, this pattern strengthens, making it easier to default to excuses instead of taking responsibility for your progress. What begins as a small justification can evolve into a persistent barrier that limits achievement and growth. The emotional cost of excuses is heavy. They create a sense of frustration and dissatisfaction because deep down you know you are capable of more. Excuses delay results and reduce confidence, leaving a nagging awareness that you are not living up to your potential. The comfort they provide is temporary, but the regret they create lasts far longer. Excuses also erode accountability. When you consistently make excuses, you shift the focus from what you can control to what is outside your influence. This mindset diminishes initiative and makes it difficult to take responsibility for outcomes, both big and small. Without accountability, progress slows and opportunities are lost. Breaking free from excuses requires deliberate action. By confronting discomfort, taking responsibility, and prioritizing effort over rationalization, you reclaim control of your life. Each time you choose action instead of an excuse, you strengthen your ability to follow through on commitments and move closer to your goals. Ultimately, excuses are a hidden tax on your dreams. They drain potential, undermine discipline, and delay achievement. To preserve your vision and unlock your full capabilities, you must recognize excuses for what they are and choose decisive, consistent action instead. Small, idle habits may seem harmless, but over time they compound into a life filled with unfulfilled goals and missed opportunities. Each moment spent choosing comfort over effort or avoidance over action slowly shapes the trajectory of your life. What begins as minor laziness or procrastination eventually grows into patterns that define how you respond to challenges, pursue goals, and seize opportunities. The impact of these small choices accumulates silently, often going unnoticed until the consequences become significant. The power of habits lies in their consistency. Tiny repeated behaviors, whether positive or negative, create momentum that directs the course of your life. Idle habits, though seemingly insignificant, reinforce inaction and delay, gradually eroding the capacity for discipline and focus. Over time, these patterns make it harder to take initiative and harder to achieve meaningful progress in any area of life. Missed opportunities are often the direct result of these idle habits. While you delay action or settle for minimal effort, doors that could have opened remain closed. Others who act decisively move ahead, leaving you behind. The accumulation of these small delays and inactions transforms potential into regret as you realize too late the opportunities you allowed to slip away. Idle habits also impact confidence and self-respect. Each time you avoid a task or fail to follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the belief that you cannot rely on yourself. This subtle erosion of self-trust makes it more difficult to act decisively in the future, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. Breaking free from the compounding effect of idle habits requires awareness and deliberate action. Recognizing these small patterns is the first step. Taking consistent, purposeful steps each day is how you reverse them. By replacing inactivity with effort, even in small doses, you begin to build momentum that leads to achievement rather than stagnation. Ultimately, small, idle habits determine the quality of your life. Left unchecked, they create a cascade of unfulfilled goals and missed chances, quietly shaping a future that falls short of your potential. By taking responsibility for your daily choices and cultivating habits of action, you turn small efforts into lasting progress and meaningful results. Laziness slowly erodes self-respect and confidence, undermining the very foundation of your inner strength. Each time you avoid effort or delay action, you send a message to yourself that your goals, responsibilities, and potential are not worth the effort required to achieve them. Over time, this repeated avoidance chips away at your belief in your own abilities, leaving you feeling less capable and less worthy of success. Confidence is built through consistent action, accomplishment, and the fulfillment of commitments. When laziness dominates, these opportunities to prove yourself vanish, leaving gaps where self-assurance should grow. Without small victories and repeated follow-through, the sense of competence that fuels confidence weakens, making it increasingly difficult to tackle new challenges. Self-respect suffers in parallel. When you consistently choose ease over effort, you begin to doubt your own discipline and integrity. The knowledge that you are capable of more, yet fail to act, creates internal conflict and dissatisfaction. This inner tension can lead to a diminished sense of worth as your actions no longer align with the person you aspire to be. The psychological effects of laziness can compound over time. Each moment of avoidance reinforces the habit, making it easier to justify further inaction. The longer this cycle continues, the harder it becomes to break, leaving a lingering sense of inadequacy that affects both personal and professional life. The antidote to this erosion is deliberate, consistent action. By confronting laziness and taking small, purposeful steps each day, you rebuild self-respect and strengthen confidence. Each completed task, no matter how minor, reinforces your capability and restores the inner belief that you can follow through on your commitments. Ultimately, laziness is far more costly than it appears. Beyond lost opportunities, it quietly damages self-respect and confidence, weakening the core of your inner strength. By choosing action, discipline, and consistent effort, you protect and rebuild these essential qualities, creating a foundation that supports lasting achievement and personal fulfillment. The true cost of laziness is far greater than the moments of comfort it temporarily provides. Every time you avoid action, you forfeit opportunities that may never return. These missed chances, whether in learning, relationships, or career advancement, accumulate quietly over time, silently shaping a life that falls short of its potential. Laziness disguises itself as rest or ease, but its hidden toll is the delay of your own growth and achievement. Missed opportunities are the first and most immediate price of inaction. While you hesitate, others move forward, gaining experience, skills, and advantages that you could have attained. What might have been a single step towards success often becomes a widening gap between your current state and the life you aspire to live. The cost is measured not in hours lost, but in possibilities permanently passed by. Unearned achievements follow naturally from avoidance. Laziness prevents you from putting in the necessary effort to reach meaningful milestones. While shortcuts may seem tempting, genuine accomplishment requires consistent, deliberate action. Without it, success remains theoretical and the satisfaction of achievement becomes unattainable. Untapped potential is perhaps the deepest consequence. Each moment of laziness is a choice not to develop your skills, not to pursue your ideas, and not to stretch beyond comfort. Over time, this leads to a life where innate abilities remain dormant, and the person you could have become stays unrealized. The loss is not merely external. It erodes self-confidence and diminishes your sense of purpose. The compounding effect of these costs is profound. Lost opportunities, unearned achievements, and untapped potential do not exist in isolation. They feed on one another. Avoiding action today makes it harder to seize chances tomorrow, gradually creating a life constrained by inaction rather than driven by ambition. Ultimately, The true cost of laziness is measured in what you fail to achieve rather than what you temporarily avoid. By embracing consistent effort, discipline, and focus, you reclaim your opportunities, earn meaningful accomplishments, and unlock the potential that laziness would otherwise keep dormant. The life you desire is built not in moments of ease, but in deliberate, persistent action.